Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a tutorial on this look here. It's a really pretty golden bronze glitter halo smoky eye. I really liked how this turned out. It's totally appropriate for like a date night out or just if you're going out somewhere. It's really festive, I think, with the glitter. So starting off my eyes, they are already primed, and I am taking the shade Peach Smoothie and putting that in my crease as my transition shade, and I'm doing the same thing with Beaches and Cream. These are both Makeup Geek shadows. All the eyeshadows in this Z palette are Makeup Geek eyeshadows. And now I'm mixing Barcelona Beach and Cocoa Bear. I didn't want it to be like super warm, so that's why I mixed Cocoa Bear with Barcelona Beach, because Cocoa Bear can be very warm. So I just mixed those two together on my E22 brush, and I'm kind of carefully placing this right above my crease, and then I go in and blend it out. And I'm not like super worried about it being messy, I guess, because this is kind of like a smoky look, so I wasn't too worried about it. And now I'm taking my Morphe 350S palette, which is the 350 all shimmer palette, and as you can see, I took that nice chocolatey, this shade was more of like a satin shade. It's not really like a shimmer shade, which I liked. I didn't want to pick like a super shimmery shade, so I chose that nice satin shade, and I just packed it onto a flat shader brush. Sorry. And now I'm putting it on the inner corners and outer corners of my eyes. I'm really just packing it on there and placing it where I want. I'm kind of avoiding the center of my lid, because that's where I'm going to place like the glitter. I was going for that like halo-eyed effect. So I'm just packing it on the inner corners and kind of bringing it just a little bit like in the center of my eye, above like in my crease. And then we'll go in with another shade after this. But I do go in with a fluffy brush and kind of just buff out the edges a little bit. That way there's no like harsh lines or anything like that. I wanted it to be really seamless and smoky. Now I'm going back to the 350S palette, and I'm taking this really pretty like champagne shade, and I'm placing that in the center of my lid where I left it naked. This step was maybe unnecessary. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to. I was pretty much just using this like as a guide for where I wanted to put the glitter. I didn't want to get too glitter happy and end up covering my entire eye, so I just put that there pretty much as like a guide for where I wanted to place the glitter. And then I'm just touching up the brown shade again and making sure that the edges are really smooth and it doesn't look like a harsh line there. Now I'm taking my NYX glitter glue on this little flat brush, and I just put a little bit in the center of my eye where we put that champagne shade, and then I'm going in with the NYX glitter in the shade, oh, they don't have shades, number 8. It's the, you know, golden bronze shade. It's so pretty. This was the first time that I had used this shade in these glitters. But these glitters are really nice. I really like them. So you can see I just took like a little bit at a time and placed it. You want to be careful when using glitter because you don't want to get it in your eye. That could be a serious problem. You could really hurt yourself. So please be careful when you're using glitter on your eyes. Just take your time and do a little bit at a time so that you don't get too crazy with it. And now I'm going to be doing my face. I sped through the whole process of me doing my face because I feel like sometimes my tutorials can get kind of long, and I really just didn't want this to be long. I wanted to focus on the eyes, but I'm still showing you everything that I did on my face. Everything that I used on my face will of course be listed down below in the description box. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys everything that I was doing, so I just zoomed through it all. My face was already primed before I started, and then I went in with my foundation. You can see here that I'm blending out my concealer and my face highlight. And then I just baked all of those areas where I had put my concealer, and then I moved on to bronzing up my face like I normally would. And then I move on to contouring my face. Since the eyes were a little dramatic, I figured the face should be more appropriate for going out, and you can also see that I'm singing and dancing. I always find myself when I'm editing that I'm singing to the music that I'm listening to, and I feel like it looks like that I'm crazy and talking to myself, but I'm really not. So if you ever see my mouth moving in a video, I'm most likely singing. But you can see I wiped away my bakage, and now I'm just cleaning up underneath of my contour. I just used a lighter powder and cleaned it up. So I was kind of baking, but I didn't use a loose powder for it, so I don't know. It's a form of baking, I guess, just with a pressed powder. I do wipe away the excess powder later on. So you can see I put blush on, and then I put a cream highlighter on for to use as a base for the other highlighter that I go in with, which you can see me putting on here. That's my favorite way to do highlighter. Put a cream highlighter and then a powder highlighter on top. And there you see me wiping away that excess powder. I soaked my face as usual, and then I did my brows. And now we're moving back over to the eyes. So I went back to my Z palette and I took the Makeup Geek shade Shimma Shimma, and I'm just popping a little bit of that on my brow, and I kind of just tapped it out with my fingers. I don't really like a super frosty brow, but I will put a shimmer shade there, so I just went ahead and put a little bit of that on my brow bone. And then I took the shade Beaches and Cream again, and I just lightly dusted that on my lower lash line. And then I took Barcelona Beach and Cocoa Bear again, and I did the same thing. I'm not really big on smoking out my lower lash line, even if I'm going out or doing a more dramatic look. I just don't think it looks that flattering on me, so I always just do really light colors underneath of my eyes. And then I took Shimma Shimma again and popped it on the inner corners. I didn't want a super intense inner corner highlight today, so I just stuck to Shimma Shimma. And then I popped on my mascara. This is the Essence mascara. I really, really like it. And then I just put on a little bit of gloss, the Lorac gloss in the shade Socialite. The Lorac glosses are some of my favorite glosses. They have the best formula. They're so buttery and smooth, and they last a pretty long time for a gloss. So yeah, they're my favorites. And that's it, you guys. That completes the look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe, comment down below, and give me your feedback. I'm really working on my lighting and everything, so let me know what you think. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.